Hey guys, it's your girl Samantha with Black Nation News, and today we are going to do a segment on this, I'm not going to call him a name, I'm going to be good, this Mexican illegal who was terrorizing a black man. And the fact that the black guy was running from him to begin with, that's already a first problem. Like, why do our men not know how to be men? Why don't we know what to do? We're walking around, our men are walking around like little scared girls, and when men come to them being men, because we're at war, but can you really say you're at war when only one side is whooping on the other side and the other side is floating about like they don't know, that they don't realize they're at war? I don't really consider that a war. It's like we're basically having another massacre like Black Tulsa, Oklahoma. But actually, even in Tulsa, Oklahoma, they actually fought back. Those men did fight back. They were just, that's why they had to have them drop bombs on them, because they were kicking ass and they had them guns and they were defending their property, and they had to do the most, the white folks, to win that war. And it did become a massacre at that point. But in this case, I feel like each generation, our children get weaker and weaker, and we teach them to be these weaklings. And I don't think every race is doing that, though. I feel like it's only the black people who are walking around teaching our kids to love everyone, and colors, there is no color. Let's be colorblind, and let's be little simps. And the funny thing I think is really interesting, I completely, totally support Cynthia G and all the women that are in that movement with her, who just talk about black males who are not stepping up and doing what they're supposed to be doing for the community, and even for just for themselves. They're being very much degenerates, because the crazy thing is they have so much aggression when it comes to black women. You know, they have all these issues that they want, these times where they want it, but it's like everyone is just, they're just going backwards. They're just going backwards. It's like, where are the black men? Where are the warriors? Where are the African warriors that white people were afraid to go into Africa and deal with? They're not, they don't exist anymore. I don't know where they are. They're not here. So let me see here. I think his name was Arellano. I can't pronounce that shit. He was clearly probably not even legal. Let me see if I can find his name. Jeez Louise. Don't you hear when you like trying to do something like everybody in my want to be texting you? Do not text me. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. We have this from Channel 13 Las Vegas News. I'm going to go ahead and play it for you guys so you can see. So I think I was trying to say, because I got sidetracked, but like I feel like every other race is teaching their men and even their daughters, their girls, to be able to whoop ass and defend themselves. And that's why white people, let's be honest, that's why white people love to quote unquote hunt. And they're not the only ones that do the hunting. They also have Asians who are hunting, Mexicans who like to hunt because they think they're white and they're honorary white, whatever. And everyone's quote unquote hunting, shooting bear and deer and whatever. They teach them to be desensitized to murdering live things. And they also teach them to hate black people. So, you know, you have young children calling, you know, black kids the N-word. And I'm also going to play a clip of this black man. He was a full-grown black male. I don't even call him a man. If you're not going to act like a man, you don't get to be called a man. But he was a full-grown black male being escorted out of a mall, out of white people's mall, first of all. It's like, why are you in their mall to begin with? Okay, so we don't realize that the only thing we have right now going for us is economic warfare. So if you can't fight them with the guns, or, you know, you can't beat them with the violent part, the least you can do is withhold your money from them, unless it's like an emergency, you had to buy food or something. And it's a shame we had to even do that, because we don't have any, our black men don't build. So because of that, we're in their mall. He's in their mall. Like, he's not grocery shopping. He wasn't doing anything significant. He's just in the mall feeding his face. And he had his black young son with him. So it's like, not only is he being a degenerate and trying to act like he's not living in a racist ass country that's full on at war with us right now. They're not even hiding it anymore. He's got his little boy there. So he's basically teaching the next generation to be like a wuss as well. And so basically, I think he was like in line or something. And this little white kid, of course, because white people are teaching their kids to hate black people. So those little white kids, I think the white kids started crying or some shit. And the father was like, oh my gosh, you need to go away. You're scaring my children. Something along those lines. More, they were racist. They were in Alabama. Do I need to say anything more? They were in Alabama. So they were my family's from Montgomery, Alabama. It is so segregated. So effing racist. It's not even funny. Whew. So yeah, so basically the white parent, instead of saying, Billy, like, stop bothering this man, he sits there and tells the black man, you need to go away because my child is bothered by you, basically. Like, like the caucasity of it. That's my new word I'm going to use. But the caucasity of it, like, what in the fuck are you talking about? But see, I can't even be mad because I'm like, you're in their spaces. You're not in a black-owned mall and he's there talking that shit and then we can roll up on him. You're in a white-owned mall. So, yeah, you really are the one that's in their house trying to move around furniture, as Dr. Boyce Watkins would say. And that ain't the way it works. And these are real men. So they ain't having that. You're not coming into their spaces and trying to move things around and change things around. So basically that means you should be building your own stuff instead of giving them money to continue to terrorize us black people. So anyway, so he's sitting here coming out, getting escorted out of the mall by the cops, and he's totally emotional. To me, I see too much estrogen. I'm like, where is the testosterone up in here? Because you're doing too much. Like, and he just flat out started crying. He's holding his son. He's like, I taught my son to love everyone. What are you talking about? This is 2021, dudes. Like, did you not see George Floyd get totally just murdered? Flat out murder. Like, I don't care what anybody calls it. He was murdered on international level, because this is the internet. Like, everybody can see everything that happens now. It's not even just local. It's not just national. It is all over the world, and it's embarrassing. As a black woman, I have to go out into the world, and basically people know I'm not protected. I'm not protected because my men don't do shit. They cry, they moan, they whine. They're not doing what they're supposed to be doing. So this guy is sitting on this camera crying, looking stupid, because I guess he was saying people were recording to make sure the cops aren't going to shoot him or something. And he's recording too. I don't even know who was recording while he's holding his son and crying. And I'm just like, what are you crying about? That's what I was like, lost. Like, I don't even know what to do about that situation. Like, I'm just like, because I'm not in anybody's mall. I'm a woman and I'm not in anybody's mall. Ever since they killed Trayvon Martin, I have not been shopping at anybody's mall. Like, at some point, black people need to stand for something. At some fucking point, you need to stand for something. And we're at war. You are behind enemy lines. I have no sympathy for you. You shouldn't have been your black ass in there to begin with. That's how I carry that. And so we're going to go ahead and watch this video right now with this guy who...
I ain't cried since my brother died, bro.
Look, bro,
I'm with my son, bro. I'm getting put out the mall for being black for eating, bro.
And then you can go talk to the security.
For being black for eating, bro. The police is escorting me out the mall. This woman right here was nice enough to walk with me to make sure nothing ain't happen, bro. Every day I pray to God shit like this don't happen to me, and it just happened, bro. I walked past this white man fucking basket and his kids got to crying, bro.
He was a rapist.
Like I was trying to motherfucking kidnap him. He walk up to me and tell me I'm scaring his kids. I need to move because I was going to go get something to eat, and the police is putting me out the mall and trespassing me. I'm with my son, my 2-year-old son, eating in the mall. This lady seen everything right here.
You gonna try to come back?
It took her to stop eating, bro, to come help me, bro, because she felt for me, bro. This is not right, bro. The police will put their hands on you while you got your kids and everything, bro, and threaten you when you ain't did nothing, bro.
Yeah.
All I did was sit down and eat, tried to eat, bro.
Police started to stay control, though.
I walked past a basket and made a kid cry because I was black because their parents teach them that. I told the man, hey, bro, don't teach your kids no color, bro. Everybody the same. I never knew in a fucking million years, bro, I'd get judged for being black, bro. I ain't cried like this since my brother died, bro. This shit really hurt my feelings, bro. This shit really hurt my feelings, bro. This is not right at all. This is not right at all, bro. This young man right here was so concerned, he walked with me, too. And they telling the police, hey, that young man wasn't wrong. That other man approached him. The police putting me out and they trespassing me in the mall for being black. Bro. I can't even come to the mall with my son and be black and eat. Like, what the fuck is the problem, bro? The world need to stop, bro. It's 2021, bro. I ain't never felt like this in my life, bro. In my whole life, bro. I never felt like this, bro. I watch videos of police beating on black people and all that, bro. And I pray to God that it don't be me, and today it was me. Now they following me to my car. 10 times out of 10, they about to have Homewood police pull me over and everything, bro.
You got somebody else to call too? Let them know where you at. Or you on Facebook?
This shit crazy, bro. I ain't cried like this since my little brother died, bro. I never knew I experienced some shit like this in my life, bro.
Daddy, no good son.
I never thought I would, bro. Somebody was racist towards me and I get put out the mall for voicing my opinion. This shit is crazy, bro, and I got witnesses stating that I didn't do anything, bro, but get some food. That's it. The police is at my truck right now. They watching my every move. They calling in my license plate number. They trying to see if I got felonies. They trying to see if I got license. I got license, registration, proof of insurance. I got everything. There's people out here getting raped and robbed right now, bro, and they worried about me being black in the mall, bro, with my 2-year-old son, bro. I never in my fucking life thought I'd experience. Yes, bro.
He good? Close the door? Alright, big Mike.
They so quick to judge people, bro. I'm a local comedian, bro. I be at the Stardome. I get booked at the Stardome. Why is y'all doing this, bro? Why is y'all doing this, man? All I'm trying to do is get something to eat, bro.
Get in your car, man. Get in your car.
This shit's so wrong, bro. They calling in my license plate. They doing everything, bro. Bro, just hit me up, bro.
Okay. I don't know, man. Love you, man.
For sure. Love you too, bro.
CEO.
Bro, close my door. Close my door. I don't want to close my door.
Can I talk to you?
Man, can you close my door? Officer, close my door. Close my door.
You understand what they're telling you?
Close my door.
You understand what they're telling you?
Close my door. Hey, can you go close my door, bro?
I need to make sure he understands.
Can you close my door?
I'm trying to help him not get in trouble in the future.
Bro, if you wanted to help me, you would have helped me in the mall. You put me out. You put me out. Bro, stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me.
Listen.
All right, come back in the year, you get arrested.
I don't care.
Okay.
You know.
Listen.
Fucking face. This big fat-faced Mexican. He probably is not even fucking legal. But you're sitting here, and you know what, guys? This is what I want to tell you. This country and this world has been conditioned because, I think mainly because of America and their media, but they have been conditioned to hate black people. That's why everyone's like, no, we don't want to give you reparations, even though they know what happened to us. They think that that's just what we deserve. We have to stand up and let it be known, like, that's not what we deserved. You guys are barbaric in what you did. And you're not going to be doing it ever again. Like, we're going to make sure that shit will never, because everybody's been through some stuff. Let's put it that way. China's been through some shit. You know, Jews have had their Holocaust. Everybody didn't have their shit. So it ain't nothing to be ashamed of. It's like, okay, you got us. You got us. It shouldn't have went as long as it did, but you got us. You know, okay. Well played. Won't ever fucking happen again. Not on my watch. That's how we need to carry it. But our black men do not carry it that way. And when we try to tell our boys to man up, People looking at us like we're being child abused. No, what is child abuse? Is sending your black child out into America and making them think that everybody's going to treat everybody the same. When this country is built on race. How stupid are you? This country was built on race. It was built on the ideology that white race was superior to black people. We're inferior to white people. And where do you see that where do you see it disappearing? Do you see anybody ever being held accountable when they kill us? Do you see everybody being treated the same equally, like the housing, our income, our jobs, our money, our wealth? It's like constant that you see that this is not equitable for black people. We're always doing worse on every continent. But somehow our males, our black males, can't get that in their head. I know the women have it in our head because we've been fighting. I don't know what black males are doing. I don't know what they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and show you more proof of how our black males are not stepping up. And that's why I'm hard on my sons. I don't care. And I wish somebody would talk to me. I'm going to slap them in their fucking face. Do not fucking tell me how to raise my child. Get out of my face. Don't tell me how to raise my kids. I want somebody to tell me something about raising my kids. You can raise your child like a little wuss and a simp and a wimp. And that's all I wanted to say about the word simp. It's so interesting that black guys are so quick to call other black guys simps when they're showing respect to black women. But what is a real simp are the black males who don't show respect to black women, first of all, because they want to probably be a black woman themselves. And second of all, you are a simp for being a little bitch and not doing what you're supposed to be doing for your community. Because if you were doing what you're supposed to do for your community, you wouldn't be trying to be a black woman, which means you wouldn't be jealous when a black man is showing respect and attention to a black woman, which you see as your fucking competition. I'm going to go ahead and play this video.
A local man is facing hate crime charges after allegedly hitting a black man near a bus stop. This here is 24-year-old John Ariano. Officers say when they got a call of a black man being chased down near Fairwood and Jones, Ariano was using racial slurs. The victim told police the suspect punched him in the eye. Ariano then reportedly chased the victim for 7 blocks, lasting about 13 minutes before police arrived at the scene. He also reportedly talked about how he's at war with black people.
Said very clearly he is at war with black people. You're not at war with black people because you just whooping on people by yourself. Ain't nobody fighting you back, so that's not a war. It's not a war when you're the only one fighting and everyone else is just getting their ass whooped. You chased a black man for 7 blocks. I can't even wrap my head around that. How low have we come? Yeah, that's what we're going to learn from that situation. Make sure your child goes to the range and knows how to shoot. Eye for an eye, bitches. If white kids are being taught a certain way, teach your black kids the same way. Because this is a competition. This is a race war. This is going to be for the rest of our lives because this is how our world is built.
Instead of jumping, driving, you drive your bike. No.
Tại vì bác nghĩ là người ta đang kỳ thị cái người Asian của mình. Đây là cái bổn phận mình phải đến mình học và cho mọi người biết là mình có thể khả năng mình chống lại những cái người mà tấn công mình.
What we do is we're trying to teach our fellow Asians, Asian Americans, self-defense techniques in light of the numerous attacks on Asians. You know, we've seen what happened in Georgia, and we have seen scattered attacks on Vietnamese elderlies.
When I was young, I only got teased, like being called mean names, like chink, nip, gook. More recently, in this past year, I've heard that I feel like I caused the coronavirus. I'm being called the coronavirus. Being Asian right now is not a good time.
Now hold it tight now. Hold down and twist. Hold down and twist. Twist my arm.
is assistant trainer Kong Dao. He's teaching me how to land a kick below the belt and below an attacker's line of vision. Here's how to clench a fist to throw a punch without hurting myself. And how to always protect my head with my hands. But the real kicker was learning how to turn everyday accessories into weapons.
In self-defense, you don't want to be carrying around weapon, right? First, they're illegal. Second of all, if you drop your weapon, or if the aggressor get hold of your weapon, then you have a bigger issues, right? So we emphasize on using daily objects that you carry with you all the time, like your cell phone, your book, your tablet, your water bottle, your umbrella, things that you normally carry around with you that people don't think about using them as a tool for yourself to defend themselves in that situations.
Like this tube of mascara that I retrieved from my handbag. Chaka has seen demand for their free self-defense courses jump 6 to 7 times since the coronavirus pandemic began, and as violence against Asians and Pacific Islanders became more frequent and ferocious.
We noticed there's a lot of people that's inquiring about these classes because they're so nervous about what's going on, and because of the recent rise, we added more classes.
My key takeaway? Strike soft spots and key pressure points for maximum impact. And then run away.
Many of the new gun buyers are Asian Americans worried about racist attacks, and others are terrified of hysteria leading to looting or riots.
Inland Empire reporter Rob McMillan spoke to gun shop owners and customers.
It was another busy day at gun effects and Cloud9 fishing in the City of Industry as fears about the effects of the coronavirus continue to swirl.
Normally, we're a pretty busy store, but I think this made it like really crazy.
Owner Dennis Lin says gun sales are double what they would usually be right now. He says one reason is because his store is in an area with a big Asian population.
Just people like discriminating, which really... I think people are kind of overreacting.
Lynn says some customers are worried that because of their race, they'll face discrimination. Like what we saw in this video from a few days ago on a New York subway. Police investigating a suspected hate crime after someone sprayed air freshener at an Asian passenger.
We're in America. You know what I mean? We're in America. We're not in China. I don't think you need to worry about that stuff.
The owner says the surge started a couple of weeks ago, but has actually been going back down again lately. Lynn says some people buying now were already on the fence about whether to buy a gun anyway.
I think this coronavirus was really like a tipping point for everybody. People that were on the edge about, hey, should I get a gun or should I not get a gun? You know what I mean?
With people kind of panicking with this whole coronavirus outbreak, who knows what's going to happen.
Adam Ariel.
Speaking on behalf of millions of Asian American gun owners, both old and new, let me send Biden, Harris, Pelosi, and Schumer a very clear message. Your gun control schemes will make us less safe, and you will never take our guns. My name is Chris Chang, and I'm a gay Asian American professional sports shooter and a proud lifetime NRA member. I want to tell you my American story. In 2012, I earned the title of History Channel's Top Shot Season 4 champion as a self-taught amateur shooter. I quit my job at Google and switched careers to focus on firearms, culture, and their role in American history. Following my Top Shot win, I researched gun policy and history, and I was appalled to discover how gun control can be used as a tool of discrimination. While our black brothers and sisters have arguably experienced the most negative impacts of gun control at the hands of the government, Asian Americans have also been negatively affected. For example, in response to mounting pressures during World War II, Executive Order 9066 mandated that more than 110,000 innocent Japanese Americans were to be forcibly relocated to internment camps. This order stripped my Japanese ancestors of their rights and civil liberties. The goal was to keep us unarmed, invisible, and silent. Now, almost 80 years later, Asian Americans are being targeted again by senseless hate. In the last year alone, America has seen a 149% increase in anti-Asian American violence. But let me make one thing clear. We refuse to be silent, and we refuse to be victims. So people who look like me are flocking in droves to buy guns, many seeking to purchase their very first firearm. There is a real and imminent threat, and we need to defend ourselves and our loved ones. Not 3 days or 20 days from now, but right now. And how are Biden, Harris, Pelosi, and Schumer responding to this anti-Asian American violence surge? They exploit the violence to further their own gun control agenda. And as soon as the media cycle is over, the news vans disappear, and something else happens. Asian Americans will be ignored, made to feel small and silent once again. But we need to stand up and speak out and exercise our rights as Americans. Every single piece of gun control the anti-gunners are pushing punish the law-abiding for the acts of criminals. So-called universal background checks threaten the safety of Asian Americans and all Americans who have an imminent need to defend themselves. Assault weapon and high-capacity magazine bans strip Asian Americans and all Americans of millions of commonly owned rifles they use to defend themselves and their loved ones. These gun control schemes are poorly thought out and negatively impact Americans of all walks of life, all races, genders, and sexual orientations in America. Stripping law-abiding citizens of their right to defend themselves is never the answer. Dismantling the Constitution is never the answer. But, unfortunately, that is the path our government is taking. And to that, I implore Asian Americans to join us in defense of freedom and our universal right to self-defense.
When I was young, I'm interested in the shooting, but I haven't got a chance to touch the gun. In China, it's forbidden to own a gun, even the BB guns.
I'm here in Texas visiting Chen Shi, who goes by Donald. Donald's originally from China, but now owns 2 ranches just outside of Dallas. Here he gives Chinese visitors an experience that's nearly impossible in their home country.
确实是属于我这个 style 的 American Dream。大家好，我是 Donald. This is Untold America. I come from China, Hubei province. I moved to Texas 3.5 years ago.
Oh wow, very Texas here.
德州居民更愿意挂那个德州 flag， 更倾向于挂美国 flag， 因为德州居民，我觉得他们还是挺爱德州的。
是，
对，
真的，
因为你看很多地方都是德州的这个 Lone Star 这个 decoration。Everything is bigger in Texas.
This ranch is also his business, catering to Chinese visitors interested in firearms and hunting.
This is called the crossbow.
Oh wow. Do you actually use this for hunting? Is it effective? Or do you prefer shooting with a gun?
I prefer the gun.
在中国没有 hunting 呢？
中国几乎没有，但是现在有个别地方可以出海，也是打野猪。中国叫林业局，有时候会把枪发给本地的那些猎人，打完了以后又会收回来。
哦，
对，
所以平山的人他们都没有枪的。
没有。I want to try some different lifestyle. So I got idea. Can I have my own place? I can hunt at home. So I moved to Texas. I'm the NRA certified instructor for the pistol, rifle, shotgun, and home defense.
So Donald is taking us right now to see the deer that he just shot. 是不是要做一个 American citizen 来买这个 ranch？
不太需要你有什么身份啊，或者有钱就 OK。
So Donald is saying that you can't have a ranch like this in his home country of China because in China all of the land is owned by the government.
他这个鹿我打了2枪，第1枪打在心肺区，然后第2枪打了以后他就倒了。
Donald's friends Jerry and Mason are also gun enthusiasts from China who were drawn to Texas. They're here on business and investment visas. In the last 10 years, over 40% of Texas's immigrants came from China.
就是这个50遍，没有子弹的话，也不要把手指放进去，也不要对着你。
So Donald gives a gun safety course to everyone that comes through his ranch.
OK， 刚好。
I've never shot a gun.
到达拉斯，大概4年的时间，然后我到德州以后比较喜欢这种枪械，我也有一把自己的手枪，但是第一次体会很多枪的这种感觉，包括射击的这种课程呢，就是在这个农场。
How many guns do you have in total?
Most of the year, I think around 50 or 60 guns. Yeah.
Do you want more?
Sure, I want more.
你出去都有没有带你的 gun？
有带，一般我都会。我这个是 concealed handgun， 就是所谓的隐藏式手枪。然后一般我都保持子弹上膛。
可是美国有很多这种 mass shooting， 所以你觉得自己有枪是不是比较 safe， 还是安全不安全呢？
所以说，当时有一个人说过嘛，他说枪本身不会杀人，
对，
而是人会杀人。所以说，这个我觉得是人的原因，而不是枪的原因。
那如果有一种办法可以让所有的枪和子弹在一夜之间消失的话，我是举双手赞成。但是这恐怕就只是一个幻想。
特别我们中国人、亚洲人体型比较小，
对，
你说来了3个人，你完全
打不过别人，
武力不拼的你完全打不过，你就是会功夫也打不过。
对，但是有枪支就不一样。
你觉得在中国的人应该有枪吗？
不应该有枪。对，因为中国现在基本上在普通老百姓的生活中，跟枪是没有任何接触的机会。那我觉得，既然有这种良好的开端的话，就应该继续保持下去。
After China's communist revolution ended in 1949, the government began restricting civilian access to guns left over from the Civil War. This restriction on firearms has made gun deaths in China virtually non-existent. But in 2017 alone, the U.S. had over 40,000 gun-related deaths. 在家里，你们有没有教他们这个枪是一个很 dangerous 的东西？
大女儿我带她去 hunting 过只是带她看了看。另外2个才3岁、2岁不到，所以说他们都没有去过。平常我会告诉他们不要去碰枪。如果你看见枪的第一时间告诉大人不要自己去处理这一把枪。像我作为农场主的话，有coyote或者是等一些野生动物或者攻击我的那个牲口牛羊马或者攻击人什么的，我必须有这个东西来保护自己。如果没有这个，也待在这种 ranch 里面很没有安全感。很多人不太了解这种生活方式。为什么你跑到这么乡下的地方你小孩子的教育以后你的生活各方面Morning, Thomas.
Hey man, how are you?
Yes, good.
Good to see you again.
Yeah. I got that back. Yeah.
It's a nice deer, man.
Yeah.
Nice job. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. 这里生活可以给到我一种平静，我每天可以跟我的小孩在一起，就是不压抑，就是这个地方出来特别大，心情会非常好。待了这么长时间我真的觉得自己是一个德州人，确实是属于我这个 style 的 American Dream。
I'm Bruce. I'm a cowboy in Texas, and I was made in China too. Watch my story next. I like being a cowboy because you have that image of you being the tough man in this whole world.
Bruce is a Chinese student who became a cowboy after moving to Texas for school. We traveled to Lubbock to learn how and why Bruce made this transformation. This is a story about fitting in and what it means to feel American.
My name's Bruce, and this is Untold America. When I first came to the States, I didn't have a Southern accent. I am from Kunming, Yunnan, Southwest China. I learned my Southern accent mostly by watching Duck Dynasty. I'm fixing to go crazy redneck up in here. And Jeff Foxworthy's videos.
If your richest relative buys a new house and you have to help take the wheels off of it, you might be a redneck.
And that inspired Bruce to start his own YouTube channel to teach others to speak just like him.
Southern accents in general have exaggerated and softened vowels.
How do people usually respond when they see you, this Chinese cowboy with a Southern accent?
Well, depending on where they meet me, it gets really interesting.
Bruce fully immersed himself in cowboy culture by working on a cattle ranch.
This is James.
And he's my cowboy mentor. He taught me how to ride a horse, how to take care of a cattle.
First time I talked with Bruce over the phone.
Why are they laying down?
And he had that real Southern accent on him. I was like, whoa. Well, they had told me that he was Oriental. And when I talked to him over the phone, he didn't sound like it. And when I met him, I was like, okay. Bruce has taught me how to be patient when it comes to talking to other ethnic groups. Because I usually would never ever even talk to him. The first time he was on a horse, the next day, he couldn't move a single muscle in his body. He was sore. He was so sore, he got scared that he thought he needed to go to the doctor.
Like, Kung Fu training involves a lot of yelling and screaming. And same thing with, I guess, cowboy training here.
He comes from China, and to learn the Southern way, that's real impressive.
You're the most Texan guy I know, dude.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
This guy's out here actually, interacting with the local culture.
Yeah. I'm just trying to be one of y'all and deceive everybody.
Bruce is one of more than 15,000 students from China studying in Texas, but he might be the only cowboy.
It seemed like Bruce went through some rough or dark times with his identity. He asked me to take him to shop for boots because he wanted to be a cowboy. And at that time, he started having an accent and really tried to wrap himself up in this new cowboy identity. In ways, I think maybe his cowboy identity helps him fit in, not feeling like there's prejudice against him, but his identity is unusual.
Do you think people treat you differently because you have a Southern accent versus, say, a Chinese accented English?
Well, I think yes, especially at the beginning stage. Because you think about the stereotypes about Asian people, like we're smart and geeky, and it's like the polar opposite of rednecks.
Have you experienced racism in the time you've been in the U.S.?
I say no, because like compared to y'all Asian Americans who grew up over here, I bet that's a very different experience. But growing up in China, racism is one of the least things that I would encounter.
你觉得我们说中文的时候，你是不是另外的人？
多少有一点那种感觉。
你想出国吗？
想啊。
In what ways?
It just, as time goes by, a lot of stuff I saw as a kid in China just became. Why I would like things like rednecks, cowboys, this kind of stuff. I think maybe it also has something to do with my homesickness. Do I want to stay in the U.S.? And there's a lot of yeses. I got myself so much into the cultural and even social aspect of America, and it's not something that I can just pack up and go home and never look back.
I do consider Bruce a Texan. For what he has learned, it's in his blood. Because if he ever goes back to China, he's gonna miss Texas. He'll be back.
Hi, partners. Thanks for checking my story. Watch this other video of another Texan who's from China on Untold America.
This is what it's built on. I personally don't think that we should be even we should not be living amongst these enemies, amongst these Cretans. We shouldn't be living amongst them. The fact that we are, we're basically behind enemy lines. That's how you can just see it. That's how it is. And you can walk around if you want to and think that I'm being dramatic and say, oh no, like you're doing the most, you're racist. First of all, I can't be racist because I ain't got no power to be oppressing anybody. But anyways, you can say whatever you want to, but then when you're getting escorted out of the mall by the police just because you made a white kid cry for just existing, don't cry to me and don't ask me to march nowhere, because I'm not going to. I already prepared you for this. I already tried to warn you. This is what it is. Deal with it. And that's the main problem, is black males are just, and there's black females too, is totally guilty. But the reason I'm on the black males is because they're supposed to be the protectors and the providers of the community. You ain't protecting shit if you're crying on camera about just getting escorted out of the mall. You're not protecting shit if you're running from this little Mexican beast who's doing, I wish I would have. I wish I would have ran somewhere. I would have picked up something and busted him upside his fucking head. See, that's the heart black women have. And see, when we doing stuff, they call it emotional. We're being emotional. I don't care what you call it. I guess what I'm not going to do is be running 7 blocks somewhere. I'm not running 1 block anywhere. Shit, I'm about to get in my car and drive over his ass. That's what I'm about to fucking do. I wish I would run somewhere because this dickhead, who's probably not even legal, I wish I would run 7 blocks somewhere. I can't. Nope. See, I'm a female and I would take his ass on. And why should I have to? Oh, because black males aren't doing their job. They're not doing their jobs. And that's why God gave me 5 black sons, I believe, because I have a purpose. I have a purpose to raise these warriors. And I feel like black women are like the ones that have to get it done. You know, black males just aren't doing their jobs. The hope is in our children. The hope is in our children. The black males nowadays are totally a lost cause. That's why I had to talk about that. So then there's another, they have this whole issue of like, I want to be accepted. I want to be accepted. That's the real problem, is that constant need for white acceptance. You need to, it's called it's called self-esteem. It's not called everybody under the sun esteem that's supposed to give you some esteem for yourself. It's called self-esteem. You got to pull your ass up. Find some.
You got to be the shit to you. Stop waiting on a nigga to verify whether you the shit or not. Bitch, if you the shit, you the motherfucking shit. We tired of y'all getting with us and blaming us for shit we ain't even in control of. You done got with a nigga, now you talking about, you fucked up my self-esteem. Bitch, it's called self-esteem. It's esteem of your motherfucking self, bitch.
Keep it moving. There's 2 things, because as a black woman, ain't nobody give me no esteem of nothing. Nobody gave me no esteem of anything. I grew up feeling like black women were on the bottom of the totem pole. Like nobody wanted us. We were just not valuable. Black guys wanted to date everything under the sun except us. I mean, how bad is that when your own guys don't want to be with you? That's like your own mother not loving you. How valuable are you supposed to feel? But do you think I walk around my head down feeling like I just want to be white? I just want to be Becky. No, hell no. See, it says, see, 23-year-old man help a scared elderly man down the thing. See, that's trying to have white acceptance. Oh my gosh, he's helping. Oh my God, I didn't even know the dude was white before I said it. He's helping an old white guy. So it's like you're trying to show, look at me. We're not thugs. We're not violent. Don't make me barf. That old white guy is probably racist as fuck. Oh, there's so many. Who knew there were so many stories about black men getting escorted from malls? It's not supposed to be funny. It's not funny. Police apologized after handcuffing black man they thought was credit card thief at a Virginia mall. Oh, Virginia being Virginia. Okay, here it is. Atlanta Black Star 3 days ago. I know it was recent because I'm like, that's December 2020. So we have here, black father eating with toddler son says he was forced to leave by Alabama mall security. I know he wasn't crying over no mall security. Oh my gosh. No. Do they even have guns? Oh, this is getting worse by the minute. Whew, they said after a child cried at the sight of him. Ooh. Okay, let me read this, y'all. So this happened. Okay. Oh, Lord. And see, like I told y'all, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. Okay, I'm from Montgomery, Alabama. The Gump, that's what we call it. You know what I'm saying? So He knew he was wrong for acting like he didn't know that racism existed. You're in Alabama. It don't get no more racist in Alabama, okay? So, an Alabama father said he was eating with his 2-year-old son at a mall in suburban Birmingham. See, you're not in the suburbs. Why are you in the suburbs? Why are you in the suburbs? Eating at the mall, just acting like you ain't dealing with shit. See, what I do when I go to work, I bring my ass straight home. You do not see me at no Fair Oaks Mall walking around. We didn't see too much shit, black people. And he brought it up that he knows this stuff is happening, but you're still teaching your son some bullshit. Oh, we're all the same. We're all the... I don't see color. Okay. Set your son up for failure. So he was in a suburban Birmingham mall when he was forced to leave after another child cried at the sight of him. So he had to leave just because a little white kid was crying because he saw a big black guy. I walked by a basket with these kids in it, and they got to screaming and crying like I was trying to kidnap them. Father and comedian Tawan, okay, I'm not going to say nothing. Else. Tawan Dennis told AL.com. The dad walked up to me and said, hey, what did you do to my kids? You're scaring my kids. Does that sound like a white person that's scared of a black person? No, it doesn't. He sounds like he's protecting his family. And he's doing what men are supposed to be doing. He's protecting his family, even though ain't nobody do shit to his little ugly-ass, rat-looking kids. So Dennis filmed on Facebook Live as he was escorted by security out of River Chase Galleria, the same mall. Oh, Lord. The same mall where policemen shot an innocent black man in the back in 2018. This shit does not... You can't make this shit up. So you in a mall where a black man got shot in the fucking back and you act like you don't know where you are? I'm living in the Twilight Zone. I'm living in the Twilight... That's the only way I can explain this. I'm living in a fucking Twilight Zone. I'm living in hell. I don't need to go to hell because I'm already in hell. As a black woman, I'm living in a Twilight Zone. This is the males in our race acting like they have no fucking sense. Why the fuck are you in a mall where you know an innocent black man got shot? You should be boycotting that motherfucking mall. You should never step foot in that fucking mall. Go home and feed your kid some damn eggs and beans and never look at that fucking mall again. How hard is that? How hard is that? Did you need to go all the way into a damn mall to eat some food? Couldn't you just drive through Wendy's? Lord, let me breathe. Let me breathe. Then this shit is, you know I'm mad because this shit is common fucking sense. It's common fucking sense. Why do our people not have it? Is that why we still at the bottom? Because we just lack common sense? So you in Hoover, Alabama on Tuesday. The footage has been viewed over 1,000 times. I'm being put out the mall for being black, for eating. Dennis sent the video. I can't even come to the mall with my son and be black and eat. No, the motherfucker you can't. Do you know what times you're living in? We are back in Jim Crow. That's why we have Jim Crow Joe as president. But according to mall officials, the situation had nothing to do with race. Of course they're going to say that. And I don't care. I hope he doesn't see not one lick of justice because he shouldn't have been his ass there. He should know better. We are aware of the video circulating, but the individual prior to that was actually being very loud and disruptive. I understand there were profanities being yelled, so that disruptive behavior is actually a violation of our code of conduct, said mall spokeswoman Lindsay Kahn. I kind of believe the people saying that he was loud because he actually yelled at the cops as he was getting in the car. And I'm like, how are you crying on video? For whatever reason, I don't know if you was crying because you was embarrassed. I don't know what you was doing with yourself. But then when the cops at the car saying he's trying to help you or some shit, you was like, why didn't you help me in the store? You don't seem like you that scared of him. So what? He was acting like a whole female. The whole situation, too much estrogen. So Dennis said he bought his son food, then sat him down at a table in the food court of the mall on Tuesday while he got up to order his own meal from a Chinese restaurant. So you just left your child by himself. Okay, I'm not going to say that. That's when Dennis walked by a group of kids who began crying and screaming as he passed. When the father of the children approached him, Dennis said, I didn't do nothing to your kids. Okay, so bad grammar aside. I just walked past the basket and they started crying. That must be what you're teaching them at home, he recalled. Yeah, I knew he probably said something slick. He ain't innocent, like he trying to act like he innocent. So according to Dennis, the man and his family were of Middle Eastern, oh Lord, they weren't even white. They immigrant asses have more power than Dennis in this country. So according to Dennis, the man and his family were of Middle Eastern descent. He told the man he'd noticed several white people walk by the kids and that the children hadn't reacted to it. As soon as I walked past, they got to screaming and hollering. That shows me what you're teaching them at home, he said. Dennis said the argument escalated and grew louder before a security guard approached and automatically accused him of wrongdoing, asking if he'd touched the kids. Dennis said he'd only walked by. I guess they're scared of me because I'm a big black man. I don't know, he recalled. Security ultimately sided with the other man, and Hoover police were called to escort Dennis out of the mall. Footage taken by Dennis shows that several other mall goers walked out with him to ensure his safety. If you gotta do all that, you shouldn't be in the mall to begin with. This woman right here was nice enough to welcome me to make sure nothing ain't happened. Dennis said as he was escorted out by officers. Every day I pray to God shit like this don't happen to me, and it just happened. I'm with my son, my 2-year-old son. How do you pray to God that stuff like that doesn't happen to you, like you're special for one? But you're in the mall causing a scene. You're in the mall to begin with. You're in the mall. Just no one feels sorry for you. While recounting the events that had transpired, Dennis said, I told the man, don't teach your kids no color, bruh. Everybody the same. No, everybody's not the same, stupid. Stupidity, stupid. Everybody is not the same, Dennis. A black man just got shot in the back. You think he got shot because everybody was the same? Why didn't have any shot a white guy in the back? And this guy was in the military. Served his country. Getting shot in the back because all they see is fucking color, Dennis. Teach your son the truth. Stop lying to your child. Dennis said that during the incident, his son didn't understand what was happening, but kept asking if his father was all right. So that's a damn shame. You shouldn't be asking if you're all right because you're crying like a little girl. Dennis was just escorted out of the mall, and as he climbed into his vehicle, he said he noticed officers walking around the back of the car to check his license plate. They calling in my license plate. They doing everything, he said. One officer told Dennis at the end of the video, if you come back in a year, you get arrested. What? The fuck is he talking about? If you come back in a year, you get arrested. Motherfucker, like, they ain't even investigate shit. So when people do shit they gotta investigate for 10 years to find out what the fuck. They just going off some Arab's word. And talking about he can't come back in if he's gonna get arrested. River Chase General Manager Mike White defended the handling of the situation, saying surveillance footage shows the other man did not act in an unacceptable manner as Dennis did. Nothing about his behavior, the witnesses' statements, the security officers. Okay, like we're supposed to listen to you because you're probably white. But anyways, I'm not going to defend Dennis. Dennis on his own because he's teaching his son stupid shit and he's being stupid. Nothing about his behavior, the witnesses' statements, the security officer statements, anyone involved. Nothing said this guy, the other man, was acting the same manner, White said. The video is pretty clear. Yeah, I can't wait to see that video that we have yet to see. But anyways, irrespective of how the altercation began, he added the behavior of Mr. Dennis escalated to where it was a violation of the code of conduct. So what I think is also ironic of Dennis, this is the black guy with the white person name. So what I think is ironic about Dennis is that he's teaching his son that color doesn't matter, color doesn't exist. But then when these little white kids start, or Arabic or whatever they are, these non-black kids start crying at like when he walks past, he automatically goes to, they're crying because I'm a big black guy. Like you went straight to race. So how are you teaching your child that there's no such thing as color? You're being stupid. You're teaching him stupidity. And then, but you know there's color is everything. You ain't about to change the world by teaching your black son that there's no colors. Because everybody's going to teach their kids different. And honestly, I'm like, how you know the kids started crying because you walked past? That sounds a bit dramatic. And it sounds like you were triggered. It sounds like you're paranoid. To me personally, I've never heard of children caring about black people walking around. Like, I mean, they're not even white kids. So it's like, okay. So the little Arabic kids are just scared of you out of nowhere. And you did nothing to them. So I'm sorry, as an adult, you're going to have to, you're going to naturally want to protect the children. I don't care what race they are, because they probably can't even talk. They're probably toddlers themselves. You're just going to have to protect the children and take them for whatever they're doing, because kids don't fake the funk. It's like they're crying for something. We don't know why. They're upset about something. They're not old enough to be like trying to be manipulative and racist and doing all that. They're too little. So yes, either parents taught them some shit, which I doubt it, or you did some shit. You probably did something to scare them, because if you're yelling at them and you're escalating shit, like, who knows what else you're doing? You probably said something crazy to them, and now they, you know, I don't trust Dennis. I don't trust Dennis, and the fact that he cried and was, I feel like Dennis is a bit of an attention whore. And he's a comedian too. I feel like he wants attention. He wanted attention. He took it to the next level. He was doing the most. He acted like a girl so he can get more attention. And he's every bit of the symbol of black male dusty degeneracy that Cynthia G and Women's Fear and all the women that are on that movement of trying to rid the race of black male worship or whatever is going on. He's a symbol. He's the beta male. He's a symbol. He's trying to be funny. He's not funny. He's trying to get attention. Nobody cares about what you're doing, Dennis. Why were you in the mall to begin with? I mean, the whole thing's a mess. Like, the more that I'm finding out, like, the more details I find out about it, the more disgusted I am with Dennis. I'm pissed off that Dennis was in his black ass was in the mall to begin with. In a mall where another black man was shot in the back by police. You think I would fucking go in that mall and eat a meal with my black son? Come on, Dennis. Do better, Dennis. How are you going to fucking change this situation we're in when you just continue to hand over our money to our enemies who are killing us with impunity? I served in the military as a woman. That's how I tell my sons, like, if your mother and your grandmother and your aunt and your great aunt served in the military, you have no excuse. You have no excuse. Toughen up, man up, whatever you want to call it. Get yourself together, get yourself some muscles, learn how to fight, do what you got to do, learn how to shoot, do what you got to do, and kick some ass. Too easy. Too easy. You got to be tough. What they say back in the day? It's a jungle out there. You ain't nobody gonna hand you nothing. You gotta be tough, and especially being a man too. Whew. Okay, guys. Well, this is probably one of my part of my series that I'm going to be starting about how to raise black boys in America and stop letting people tell you to let your boys wear skirts and be wimps, because they want you to do that just so they can make it even easier for themselves to victimize your children. And as they become males, they're not men, they become males. We also need to discuss like how to go through some type of a ritual for our black sons, so that they learn you are a man now. Because I know when I was growing up, my mom used to talk to my sister and me and just be like, you know, when you get older, you need to know how to cook. You need to know how to take care of your man and clean the house. We got all these lessons of how to be a woman, but I don't remember anybody telling my brother what he's supposed to be doing. And then he grows up and becomes a deadbeat dad, and we wonder how that happened. It's kind of hard to like grow up and be a good father if no one's telling you how to be a good father. No one's telling you how to be a good man and what you're supposed to be doing as a man, protecting and providing. So I have a lot of lessons I learned just from growing up. In my household, there was a lot of double standards. There was a lot of, you know, you guys can't do this as girls, but your brother, even though he's younger than you, he can do all kinds of random things that he shouldn't be doing. So don't make me have my sister on, because she does talk about coming into a channel with me, and we can talk about it, how we grew up, and that's why we made this pact. It wasn't really a pact, but we kind of made a promise to each other that we were not going to have those double standards with our kids. Whether we had girls and boys, boys and all girls, or it didn't matter what we had. You raised them in the same way. Everybody needs to know how to cook. Everybody needs to know how to wash dishes. Everybody needs to know how to wash their own clothes. Everybody needs to know how to fight, defend themselves, shoot, push-ups, strong, whatever. Everybody needs to know how to do it. It don't matter what gender you are. And this, again, like I say, is common sense. This ain't nothing that you got to read a white book on how to be a parent. This is common sense. This is common sense. And this is what people aren't teaching anywhere, especially white folks, because they don't want your children to know how to kick ass. They don't want them to know how to defend themselves when Jorge is chasing them 7 blocks down the street. So y'all stay tuned. I will have more coming to you, teaching you how to raise strong black men. And I'm not going to say like I can raise a man, but I do get, you know, a lot of my tips for me is common sense. Like when I talk to my sons, I tell them, this is stuff that I learned as a woman, what a man needs to be doing. I may not be a man. I may not be able to say, you know, this is how to be a man. I can't tell you how to be a man, but I can tell you as a woman what I need from my man. So they have their dads who are giving them perspective as well and lessons. But as a woman, because I don't know what they're teaching them. As a woman, I can tell you exactly what you need to be doing and what a woman's not going to be attracted to. If you're not protecting her and you're scared of bugs and you're running from bugs right along with her, you better be single. You better be single because somebody in that relationship needs to be a man. If she wanted to date another girl, she'd be a lesbian. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for listening and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.